Have you ever wondered what humanity has lost? Not just battles or empires, but ideas, knowledge, and entire worlds of thought? Today, we re-journeying back in time to uncover the story of the greatest treasure of the ancient world, the legendary Library of Alexandria. This wasn't just a building full of scrolls. It was the intellectual heart of civilization, a beacon of human curiosity and ambition. Its story is one of incredible achievement, profound mystery, and a tragic loss that still echoes through the halls of history. What really happened to this marvel of antiquity? Let's find out. Our story begins in the 4th century BC, with one of history's most formidable figures, Alexander the Great. As he carved out one of the largest empires the world had ever seen, he founded a city in Egypt, a city that would bear his name and become a crossroads of culture and commerce, Alexandria. But Alexander's vision went beyond conquest. He dreamed of a center for learning that would gather all the world's knowledge. After his untimely death, his trusted general, Ptolemy Isoda, took control of Egypt and made that dream a reality. Ptolemy wasn't just a warrior, he was a patron of the arts and sciences. He envisioned Alexandria not just as a political capital, but as the intellectual capital of the entire Hellenistic world. He commissioned the construction of the Museum, or the Institution of the Muses, a complex that included lecture halls, gardens, and at its very heart, the Great Library. The mission was audacious and simple, to collect a copy of every book in the world. Imagine the ambition. It was an early-day Google, but with scrolls and scholars instead of servers and algorithms. This wasn't a lending library like we have today. It was a research institution, a think tank where the brightest minds of the age were invited to live, study, and debate, all at the state's expense. The Ptolemaic kings who followed were obsessed with expanding the collection. They sent agents across the known world to purchase scrolls. There's a famous story that any ship docking in Alexandria's harbor had to surrender its books. The library scribes would furiously copy them, keeping the originals and returning the newly made copies to the owners. Talk about a strict acquisition policy. At its peak, the Library of Alexandria is said to have housed between 40,000 and 400,000 scrolls. The exact number is debated, but the scale is undeniable. This was the largest repository of knowledge in the ancient world. It held works of philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, medicine, poetry, and history from Greece, Egypt, Persia, India, and beyond. It was a true melting pot of ideas, a place where different cultures and perspectives could meet and mingle. But the library was more than just a warehouse for scrolls. It was a vibrant hub of intellectual breakthroughs. Let's talk about some of the superstars who worked there. First up, Eratosthenes. While serving as the head librarian, he didn't just organize scrolls. He calculated the circumference of the Earth with astounding accuracy, using little more than shadows, sticks, and brilliant geometry. He was off by less than 2%. That's incredible for over 2,000 years ago. Then there was Euclid, the father of geometry. He wrote his seminal work, Elements, right here in Alexandria. This book became the standard geometry textbook for centuries and is one of the most influential works in the history of mathematics. Its logical structure and rigorous proofs are still the foundation of how we think about math today. We also have Hero of Alexandria, an incredible inventor and engineer. He created some of the first steam-powered devices, automatic doors, and even vending machines that dispensed holy water. He was like an ancient Tony Stark, tinkering with mechanics and physics, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. And in the field of medicine, physicians like Herophilus practiced human dissection for the first time, revolutionizing our understanding of anatomy. They distinguished between the brain and the mind, identified nerves, and described the circulatory system. Their work laid the groundwork for modern medicine. The Library of Alexandria wasn't just preserving knowledge, it was actively creating it. It was here that the scientific method began to take shape. Scholars were encouraged to observe, experiment, and question established beliefs. This spirit of inquiry led to countless discoveries that propelled human civilization forward. It was a golden age of learning, all centered in this one magnificent place. So, if the library was so magnificent, so important, where is it today? Why can't we visit this wonder of the ancient world? This is where the story turns into one of history's greatest mysteries. The destruction of the library wasn't a single, dramatic event like a meteor strike. Instead, it was a slow, painful decline, a death by 1,000 cuts over several centuries. Let's examine the main suspects. First on the list, Julius Caesar. In 48 BC, Caesar found himself in Alexandria, embroiled in an Egyptian civil war. During a fierce battle in the harbor, he set fire to enemy ships to block their fleet. According to some ancient writers, the fire spread from the docks and accidentally consumed a warehouse containing scrolls destined for the library, or perhaps even part of the library itself. The Roman philosopher Seneca wrote that 40,000 scrolls were burned. However, many historians believe this was likely a storage facility near the port and not the main library, which was located further inland. The library was damaged, yes, but likely not destroyed. It appears to have survived, and even thrived, for centuries after Caesar. Our second suspect is the rise of Christian intolerance in the late Roman Empire. By the 4th century AD, Alexandria was a city of deep religious tension. In 391 AD, the Roman Emperor Theodosius I issued a decree outlawing pagan practices. Urged on by the zealous patriarch Theophilus of Alexandria, a Christian mob attacked and destroyed the Serapeum, a pagan temple that also housed a smaller, daughter library. While this was a devastating blow to knowledge and a symbol of the changing times, most scholars agree this was not the Great Library itself. However, it marked a significant decline in funding, support, and the intellectual freedom that had made the library so great. The climate was no longer friendly to secular, pagan-influenced scholarship. Our final suspect theory points to the Arab conquest of Egypt in 642 AD. There's a dramatic story, written centuries later, that the conquering general, Amr ibn al-As, asked the Caliph Omar what to do with the books. The Caliph supposedly replied, "If these books agree with the Quran, they are useless. If they disagree, they are heretical. In either case, destroy them." The legend continues that the scrolls were used as fuel to heat Alexandria's 4,000 bathhouses for 6 months. It's a powerful story, but most modern historians consider it a fabrication, a piece of propaganda written long after the event. By the 7th century, the Great Library as a grand institution was likely long gone, a victim of budget cuts, neglect, and political turmoil. So, the truth is, there was no single culprit. The library's demise was a gradual process. Economic decline meant less money for acquiring and copying scrolls. Political instability and constant warfare took their toll. And shifting intellectual and religious tides made the institution seem less relevant. It didn't burn down in one glorious, tragic night. It slowly faded away, like a forgotten memory. The loss is almost impossible to quantify. What did we lose? We lost entire volumes of Greek tragedies, including most of the works of Sophocles and Euripides. We lost Aristotle's own dialogues. We lost comprehensive histories of the ancient world, like the 40-volume History of the World by Berossus of Babylon. We lost countless scientific treatises, astronomical charts, and medical texts. Imagine how much further along we might be if we had the medical knowledge of Herophilus, the engineering plans of Hero, or the complete astronomical data collected by generations of scholars. It's like a giant portion of our collective hard drive was wiped clean. The gap in our historical record is immense. But the legacy of the Library of Alexandria is not just about loss. It's also a powerful source of inspiration. The idea of a universal library, a place containing all of humanity's knowledge, has captivated thinkers for centuries. It's the ancestor of every great library, university, and research center in the world today. It's the spiritual predecessor to the internet and projects like Wikipedia and Google Books, which aim to digitize and make accessible the world's information. The dream of Ptolemy Isotta is still alive. It's alive in every student who opens a textbook, every researcher who makes a new discovery, and every person who logs onto the internet to learn something new. The Library of Alexandria reminds us that knowledge is precious, but it's also fragile. It needs to be protected, cherished, and, most importantly, shared. The story of the Great Library is a tribute to the enduring power of human curiosity. It's a cautionary tale about how easily knowledge can be lost to conflict, intolerance, and neglect. But above all, it's a testament to the timeless, noble quest to understand the world and our place in it. The building may be gone, its scrolls turn to dust, but the idea of the Library of Alexandria will shine on forever as a beacon for all who seek wisdom. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history's greatest mysteries. Let me know in the comments what piece of lost knowledge you wish we could recover from the library. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.